Hello and welcome to the first real video of 2021. So 2020 was pretty rough. Things at home, things in myself, it wasn't a great year. Plus there was a pandemic going on. 2021, we're going to kick things off, taking a better step forward. So today we're going to go over 5 reasons, maybe a couple more, that I love my Mitsubishi Evo IX FQ320. So let's get to it. G63 up front and boost. So you just gotta wait for it to build. Once it's there, you go off like a scalding cat, a hot tin roof. And it becomes really intoxicating. In this, you start to build boost, around 3,000 RPM, 3,500. But you don't get the full whack of boost until 4,000 RPM. And then it's pretty much flat out to 7. So, for instance, if you hold your foot at half throttle, there is a lot of lag. The induction noise comes from the air filter, which is basically in front of the glove box, so it sounds like all the suck is coming from your glove box. Once you're in boost, and the car starts to almost not feel that fast because you're always on this crest of boost. You're always having this rush of torque pushing you forward. Once you change up a gear, you just drop back straight down into boost, momentary pause, and your boost is always back there. It feels fast when you actually drive it by going into boost and then allowing the car to drop back out of boost and then pushing back into the boost again. That's when it feels fast again. Now when I say feels fast, you are still going fast. It's just the feeling of the fastness. That's it, the word. And this is the first car that I've ever owned with turbocharging with boost. So everything that I've owned before has been naturally aspirated, so it has been an eye-opening. I know a lot of people said once you go boost you don't go back, and it is really intoxicating feeling, like an adrenaline rush. With Evo as well, if it's slightly greasy or you're not concentrated, this wheel will jump out your hands. So you have to drive it. I'll be honest. The only problem with all that boost is with 4-wheel drive it's so usable and attainable, but it means that you can pick up a lot of speed pretty quickly. So unless you know the road or you know you've got plenty of space, sometimes you can quickly run out of road and be going a fair rate of knots. Another reason why I love the Mitsubishi Evo IX, or at least my Mitsubishi Evo IX, is you get a lot of attention in this car. Not of all of it great. Sometimes people want to race you when you're really not in the mood or you've got the kids in the back. But out of all the cars, I've had people walk up to me in the car park, want to ask me questions, want to know a bit more about the car, want to know some of the history. I've had people say, is that an Evo?
A Supra?
Oh my God, is a Supra in the back?
Dude, is this a Supra?
Wow! Is that a Supra?
You don't see them on the road, so they garner attention. Now, to some people, they just like that. Recorded a video, and I've got a guy in a Audi A5 giving me a thumbs up just as we recorded that. But yeah, you get people like that. I've had people stop the flow of traffic on a roundabout so I can get out, just so they can have a look at the car. Some people just see it as a shouty, loudy car, but the people who know what this car is, they know the history behind it, are stunned, are happy to see it. It's great to be out on the road and share that experience with everybody driving past. To the geezer in the Audi A5, props to you. It was amazing. Saturday, middle of a pandemic, and you can still be stuck in traffic. There's a mint green Clio V6. Yeah, you do get a lot of attention from car guys in this car, as you see Subarus around quite a lot. Like, they're fairly common appearance, but I think in the 3 and a bit years that I've owned this car, outside of car shows or a car meet, I think I've only ever seen 2 other Evo 9s and maybe 3 or 4 Evo 8s. I've seen a few Evo 10s, but you just don't see these on the road. That was just another gentleman admiring the Evo out in the wilderness. Another thumbs up, and I've driven 6 miles. Also, touch wood, I haven't had any unwanted attention from police. Back when I was younger, Evos were known to be stolen and ram-raided cars and used as getaway cars, but I think nowadays with Golf Rs and Audi S3s being an easier target, you don't get any interest really from police. I've had a couple of police give me thumbs up, want to talk to me about the car and its history, but never any unwanted attention from police. That sometimes you do get in certain cars. Maybe I've been lucky. That is one thing. I don't know whether it's true fact that in this car people want to race you, or the fact that this car makes you feel like you want to race everybody else on the road. But it seems like everybody wants to race you. And you know what, I don't mind the attention. I know some people do. Like right now, there is a BMW 135i, probably an M135i, right up my chuff. But there's a VW Passat in front, so there's not much we can do. Literally, that BMW right now could be a catalytic converter in the back of my exhaust. It's that close. And it wasn't even an M135i. The next thing I love about the Mitsubishi Evo is the interior clocks. That's why we're sat here in the car, got the engine on, but let me show you what I mean. Interior clocks are incredibly lovely, simple and clear, but best feature is rev counter, straight back, whack bam in the middle. That's all you really need to care about. Which gear are you in and how many RPMs you're at. You can see the speedo on the left goes all the way up to 180 miles an hour, but you can see the thickness of the needle means it can be hard to tell the difference between 40 and 50 at times, or 45 and 50, shall we say. Fuel on there, you're gonna learn about fuel, but we'll leave that to another time. But it's all about that big rev counter. We'll give it a bit of a blip. Number 4 on my list of things that I love about my Mitsubishi Evo is the history of it. This is a car that was born on the WRC rally stages and has really grown up as I grew up. Tommy Mackinnon was winning titles in 96, 7, 8 and 9. Those were all times when I was really enjoying motorsport as a child, and it was always, when I was growing up, Mitsubishi versus Subaru, and I always preferred the Mitsubishi. It seemed lighter, more agile. The Mitsubishi Evo was the scalpel, whereas the Subaru was more of a blunt hammer kind of device. Well, that's just how it seemed to me. And watching some of this footage, this was what I grew up watching. Autosport on the TV, very 4x3, and enjoying seeing Tommy Mackinnon really taking it to everybody else on the WRC stage. Fast forward a couple of years, and then I saw this.
Road-going rally car.
The Mitsubishi Evo 8 versus the Lamborghini Murcielago, featured on Top Gear. And this just really cemented the Mitsubishi Evo as the working man's car that could stick it to the Italian supercars, something that would beat a Ferrari on the road, round a racetrack that was a wolf in sheep's clothing, and it's never lost that kind of draw for me.
Look at this. Look at this.
Next thing that I love about the Mitsubishi Evo are the seats, particularly the front seats. Now they are Recaros, as you can see there, and they are really comfortable. And I'm not tall, I'm not small, I'm what, 5'10", normal build, bit of a dad bod, but these hug you. When you get into this, you are sitting in the seat. You've got good support around the sides and up over the shoulders, but not too much. It's not hard or uncomfortable. It just feels like you're being hugged by an old best friend, if I'm honest.
The next thing that I love about the Mitsubishi Evo 9 is the looks. It's got flared wheel arches, massive intercooler in the front, massive exhaust at the rear. It's got rally inspired looks with that off-center number plate and the aero, the big wing. It's just something that is iconic. That silhouette of a rally car ready for the road. Yeah, it just says something to you. It's all about purpose, nothing else other than purpose.
The size of the boot is absolutely massive. It is literally a cavern compared to hot hatchbacks. You have AYC fluid in there and washer battle in there. But other than that, you can see it goes right back. That's a massive amount of space in there.
So I hope you enjoyed this video looking at a few things that I love about my Mitsubishi Evo 9. If you did, I'd appreciate a like. If you didn't, fair enough. Give it a thumbs down, that's perfectly fine. Just let me know in the comments how I can make it better next time. And until then, we'll see you then. Bye.